Hi, it's me. I recently just picked up a new camera, and it is the Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro 4.6K G2, the second version of this camera. I've had it for about a month and a half now, so I've had some experience and some work using it. But not a tremendous amount yet. The thing is a beast, if I should say so. I've had it for about a month or so now, so I've had some experience working with it, but not a whole heck of a lot yet. So I'm gonna kind of give 6 reasons why I love this camera so far. Yeah, let's get right into it. Reason number 1 is the upgrade from the Sony a7 III. I have no hatred or any negative things to say about the a7 III. This thing was a workhorse for me. It still is. I use it all the time as well. Camera's beautiful, shoots 4K, but I felt like I needed to upgrade a bit as far as the quality goes, the dynamic range, the color science. So I opted to buy the Ursa Mini Pro. The advertised dynamic range from Blackmagic is 15 stops, which means that the balance between the highlights and the shadows is more in conjunction with each other. Instead of one being more blown out than the other, there's a bit more of a balance. The look that this camera provides is most similar to the RE Alexa camera, and if you don't know what that is a freaking beast, massive camera that is just gorgeous. Another reason why I picked up this camera is because of the weight. So this camera alone, just the body without a top grip or a side handle, lens or battery, is just about 5 pounds. But when you add on all these extra things, I'd estimate it to be around 10 to 12 pounds, which is not light, especially after you're holding it for quite some time, but it's also not insanely heavy, so it is bearable. And what that weight does, especially for the way that I shoot, is I shoot a lot of handheld. So when using the Sony handheld, the reason why that the footage doesn't look as professional is because the weight of the camera is so light, so there are so many micro jitters as you're holding it that the camera will pick up all these slight little movements that make it look a little bit more amateur. But as far as this camera with the weight, when you're holding it and you're walking or you're doing a run, and if you know how to run or walk while holding a camera handheld, it gives a little bit of a smoother motion and gets rid of those micro jitters, but it has a smoother, natural kind of bounce to it. Natural bounce or sway, whatever you want to kind of determine, without the little tiny jitters that go behind that as well. Reason number 2 is the versatility of this camera. It can do so many different things just packaged into this little box, and especially for the price point, it's pretty amazing. Shoots 4.6K, can go all the way down to HD 1080. If you want to shoot 4.6K, you have the option of ProRes or Blackmagic RAW or B-RAW. So for B-RAW, it can go up to 12-bit, 4.6K up to 120 frames per second. And 4.6K to 120 frames per second is insane. I don't really go past 60 all that much. I usually like to stay around 24 frames a second, kind of that normal, natural look. If you opt to go to ProRes, that option, you can do the 444XQ option, 10-bit up to 120 frames per second as well. That'll give you the 4K. If you want to go down to 422HQ, 12-bit up to 80 frames per second, that'll give you the full 4.6K. If you decide to drop down to 1080 for any reason, just know that there is a 2 times crop factor that goes into the image, meaning that your image that you're shooting will be more zoomed in than if you were shooting at 4.6K. Another great feature that this camera offers is the ability to change the bit rate internally. So if you go into the menu section here, under record, it gives you the option to go under Blackmagic RAW or ProRes. If you click Blackmagic RAW, it'll give you the option of constant bitrate or constant quality. I usually select constant bitrate, and it allows me to choose between 3:1 ratio, 5:1, 8:1, or 12:1. Excuse me, a little hiccup there. But just know that the different ratios determine how much record time you actually have. So right now I'm at 12:1 BRAW 4.6K, and it gives me 57 minutes on a 128 gigabyte card. If I were to switch that to a 3:1 ratio, it would give me 14 minutes. And that just determines the quality and the compression ratio that goes into the image. And one more option that Blackmagic offers, which is huge for this camera and the cinema world, is the ability to change the native EF mount lens to a PL mount, which means that you could buy an add-on, attach it to this mount right here, and then you have the ability to add any lenses with a PL mount. So that's pretty much all cinema lenses, anamorphic lenses, and that really gives the shooter, the director, the ability to really stylize their image depending on what lenses they want, the aspect ratio. So adding a PL mount really gives this camera a huge advantage above other cinema cameras. Third reason why I love the Ursa Mini Pro is for the built-in neutral density filters, or ND filters. Having these built in just allows me to quickly adjust the lighting of the camera that comes into it. It gives 4 stops of darkness or lightness. One is clear, so there's no ND filter on it. It goes up to 2, 3, and 4. Having the ability to have this built in is crucial for speed and workflow, instead of just having to worry about screwing this on and off, or maybe falling off or whatever. It's already built in, and you don't have to worry about taking the time to screw things on and off, especially if you're in a situation where it needs to be quick. So yeah, built-in NDs is a huge plus for this. Fourth reason why I love the Ursa is for the audio capabilities. You have 1 and 2 audio inputs, XLR, that could be directly connected to a boom mic, which is right here. I do not have it attached to this currently because it's right here. I have this right now. So this kind of cancels this thing out in a way. As far as time codes and stuff go, having it built in is crucial to workflow and editing. So now when I'm editing this video, I'll have to take that footage from the recorder, match it up with this, and it's just a whole nother process. But connected to this, it's automatic, and the quality built in is amazing. The Ursa also gives the shooter the ability to adjust the audio levels internally right through here. You could change channel 1 and channel 2. You could also change the internal microphone, whether it's at 0 or 100. You could adjust that and the inputs separately, which is great. Fifth reason why I love this camera is because Blackmagic has given its customers a license to Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve when you purchase this camera. So if you don't know what Resolve is, it's another editing workstation among Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro. This software is a beast as far as color grading and color correction goes. Having been on this workflow with Resolve for about a month or so now, I could seriously tell the difference in the way I color correct things, color grade things. It really allows me the opportunity to really dig in depth with the images that I shot to bring out the full potential, whether it's color, contrast, tone, vibe, whatever it is. Resolve really allows you to dig to the deepest part of the images. So it's great that Blackmagic gives you a license for the full version. Sixth reason why this camera is a beast is because of the cost. It is listed at about $5,995, and I know that might seem like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, for sure, a lot of money. But comparatively to other cinema cameras, it is not on that higher end price scale. There are some cinema cameras that go from whatever this is, about 6,000 to 10,000, 12, 15,000, all the way up to 40 or $50,000. So you can kind of just gauge from that 50,000 price point to about the 5 or 6,000 where it kind of lays. But I wouldn't take that price label and determine that as far as quality, because this camera for the cost is absolutely brilliant. This Blackmagic packed in so much essentials for this cost. It's amazing. I bought the top handle side, or top mount, top handle, side plate, side handle, from Small Rig. I think that's about 100, low hundreds maybe. I also bought the Sigma 24/7 EF mount, 2470 to EF mount. I also bought the 24-70 EF mount Sigma. This lens runs about $1,000, and I purchased this lens due to its kind of versatility, whether it's wide at 24 or tight at 70. You can kind of work with everything in between that range. Right now, for me, this lens is perfect. I will upgrade eventually to another lens or two, but for now, this lens does absolutely what I need it to do. I also bought a V-mount battery. It does not come with the camera. That is an extra about $150 or so. So all in all, with everything that you need to buy, this camera is around $7,000-8,000 total, with everything: memory, chargers, batteries, etc. So all in all, it's a pretty good price point for what this camera can offer. It's pretty amazing, actually. So yeah, these are the 6 reasons why I love my Ursa Mini Pro. I've had it for about a month or so now. I can't wait to start using it more and absolutely testing the hell out of it to its full potential. So hopefully I'll be able to give some more updates on some more reasons why I love this camera, maybe some reasons, or maybe some ways that this camera could be improved upon. So yeah, look out for that. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.